Welcome to Drake's Big Game Day lineup. That's right, guys. I am back from Southeast Asia. I did my tour around the world and I am back with an amazing lineup for you. That's right. You are watching Drake's Big Game Preview 2025. What you have in store for you with my reviews for this upcoming year. What is this? What is all this stuff here? Where did I go? What did I see? What are you going to be watching the first part of 2025? You're going to have to stick around and find out. Trust me, this is worth it. So thanks for stopping by. I don't know if you're watching the big game right now or if you're watching the Puppy Bowl or whatever. And then you thought, oh, I wonder what's going on over at TBBAT's Coffee Break with Drake. In my head, that's what I think is going on. So we're just going to go with that. Well, as you may or may not know, I was just over in Southeast Asia, and I went for many reasons, but one of the big reasons is, well, for you guys, the TBBAT's Coffee Break with Drake people, I went over for the coffee tours. That's right. I did coffee tours of 3 different countries. I did coffee tours in Chiang Mai, Thailand, Bali, Indonesia, and Mondulkiri, Cambodia. So I have for you, coming up very soon, coffee tours from all 3 countries. You're going to get to actually see the tours of the coffee plantations. This will save you thousands of dollars in expensive trips, hotels, and all that other stuff. You just get to see it for free with me. That's right. So you do have that to look forward to. But that's not all. When I was there, I also got some coffee. So I have coffee directly from these locations. And more than just coffee, as a matter of fact, which we're going to check out right now. Now, our first stop was this amazing, tiny organic coffee farm run by a grandmother. And we went in, did the coffee tour. She made us an amazing meal. And we got to try out some coffee. We got to brew our own coffee. And you're actually seeing this right here. This is a medium roast and a light roast coffee from the coffee plantation. We did it right there. And you'll get to see that in the video. This here is coffee honey. Right. This is honey from bees that were feeding off of the coffee plants. How does it taste? Well, we're going to find out. What is this here? This is coffee tea. I know, right? Who the hell even knew this was a thing? Coffee blossom tea. How does this taste? We'll find out. Now, what is this here, you say? These are cocoa. These are cocoa nibs, cocoa beans. They are grown on the plantation. And we are going to try these. These are directly from these plantations. These are chocolate beans, cocoa beans, and we're going to give them a try. We actually saw a bunch of the actual fruits that these come from, which are edible and very delicious. As a matter of fact, they serve these with sugar, which is right in there, because dark chocolate, this is the darkest chocolate you can imagine, so they give it a little sugar to give it some flavor, besides that bitter, bitter chocolate taste. This here is Chiang Mai TBBAT. This is basically medium roast coffee from the beans from the coffee farm we were on. This is single source coffee. It's medium roast, and it's going to be really interesting to taste. This here is another coffee I picked up in Thailand from the Blue Coffee Plantation, which is a famous plantation there called Blue Coffee. And these are another single origin. This is a light roast coffee we have to try out. This here I found at the one of the famous night market out there in Chiang Mai, which was amazing. Definitely watch that video. This is so cool. It is Mai Rom from Chiang Mai, and it's a light roast washed coffee. It's handwritten. It's so low. It's so low. Single origin. This is another one I picked up in one of the markets. It's Sumatera Mandaling. This is a medium roast coffee, Excelsa. All right, so that is what you have to look forward to from Chiang Mai, Thailand. And by the way, these are the coffee tour I did was in the Karen Hill Tribe mountain regions of Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai has a live and thriving coffee world there, and it is a huge part of the tourism there, and it is amazing coffee. Now, the next stop, I went to Bali, Indonesia. When I was there, I had to do more research, so I went into the Kopi plantations. Now, if you follow me, you know I did do a review on Kopi coffee. I got it at the market in the Santa Modern Market in Jakarta. Now, it was very cheap, and I question whether it was even authentic now that I've had this experience. At the best, it was not authentic. At the worst, it came from those caged Kopi Luwaks where they force feed the coffee beans to. And you'll read all about that if you do any research online. It is a market now, and it happens, unfortunately. So what I did was I asked our tour guide to bring us to a better place than that. This was an actual Kopi Luwak plantation where the Kopis were free, like not free roaming, but they were not caged in these small little cages and force fed. They were given diets of mangoes, other fruits, and the coffee beans. And you got to meet and even pet and hang out with the Kopis, which they are awesome. They're so cool. So you're going to get to see all that in the video. Now, this place here was very cool. You go in for a free tour, and they give you a sampling of all these teas and coffees. They do charge you for the Kopi Luwak coffee. It's $5. I did try it there. I will not spoil it because we'll talk about that more later. But then on the way, you go to the gift shop. This is where they get you. And they got me. So why? But it's some pretty freaking cool stuff. First of all, we have the actual Kopi Luwak coffee. This is less than 2 ounces of coffee. It looks bigger than it is. There's almost nothing in here. These are the beans. And it was super expensive. I won't tell you how much. Well, I guess. No, I won't. A pound of Kopi Luwak from one of these farms costs $200. $200. This is 50 grams. So we'll go into the pricing on that more specifically later. This is Kopi Robusta. So this is the Robusta coffee from Bali, Indonesia. This is natural from their plantation there. This is Robusta coffee. Now, what we have over here is very cool coconut coffee. That's right. This is all non-sweetened flavored coffees, naturally flavored coffees. So that's coconut coffee. And if you think that's weird, check this shit out. Avocado coffee. What? Yes, this is avocado coffee. And it's really interesting tasting. I got to sample all this stuff, and we'll do it again here. I got the beans, so we'll go through the grind and all that stuff, and you get to check it out. Avocado coffee, coconut coffee. This is spicy cocoa. And I know that doesn't sound like anything amazing. However, again, this is all organic from their farm. They got the cocoa there. They added special spices to it, and it is amazing flavored. This here is a ginger tea, which was out of this freaking world. I looked for ginger coffee. They did have it to sample, but they didn't sell it, and I was really upset. If you guys get a chance to try ginger coffee, it was really good. And this here is the last from that plantation. This is 80% dark chocolate from their cocoa, from their nibs. So we are going to give that a try. And this is in the same category since it's from Indonesia, but I got this in my last time over in Bali, Jakarta, Indonesia. This is a really interesting Acai Gayo Arabica coffee, but it's honey processed. And we're going to talk more about that during this review, honey processed coffee, which is really weird and different if you've never tried honey processed coffee, which you probably haven't unless you're like really, really into coffee. Now, from there, we went to Cambodia. That's right. We went to Cambodia, and you probably didn't think Cambodia does coffee, but they do. It is only in one region, though. It's called Mondulkiri. Basically, if you go to Cambodia, you're going to Phnom Penh. Mondulkiri is to the right of Phnom Penh, the east coast, and it is a 7-hour drive. I drove 7 hours, guys, for you. So you could check this stuff out. There's no plane. There's no other way to get there. Mondulkiri is an amazingly beautiful part of Cambodia you probably never even heard of. They have a live and thriving coffee scene there. However, no one really knows about it. If you go to Cambodia and you get their coffee, almost anywhere in Cambodia, it comes from mandel curry. Almost all of it does. They don't really produce it anywhere else except for there. So we went to the Pita Coffee Farm, which there's a little brochure here, which we'll go into more later on, but it is amazing. I highly suggest it. We'll do more on that later on. The coffee farm is amazing. The location is amazing. And I got some amazing footage of tribal mandel curry, the native Cambodians from that region. Like the Native Americans in America, there are native mandel curry Cambodians that have their own tribe and their own thing, their own language. They did a demonstration there for some cooking and stuff like that too. You get to see all that stuff in my other videos. But we're here to talk about the coffee. So this here is from the Pita Coffee Farm. This is, look at this guy here. This monkey roasted it all. How cute. I bet you did a good job too. This is medium dark roast, which I'm not the biggest fan of dark roast coffees, so I'm hoping this medium dark roast is more to the medium side. They only do it one style, which is medium dark. They send all their beans over to Phnom Penh, which is the capital city, and they do the roasting there. So medium dark roast coffee. How is Cambodian coffee? We're going to find out. And then this is not coffee, but it's coffee adjacent, which is why I'm going into it. When I was in Cambodia, the far side, we're talking about the west coast of Cambodia. We went to a place called Kampot. Now, Kampot is a very beautiful region as well. Both sides are amazingly beautiful. But believe it or not, they are famous for their pepper plantations. Now, pepper, coffee, I get it. It's not exactly one-to-one, but you'll see in a second why I'm doing this since it's coffee adjacent. You will get to see an entire tour of the coffee plantation, which is cool. But when I was there, it's called La Plantation, their French-run coffee plantation. I was able to get a few things and bring them home. First of all, this is called, so they have this thing called long pepper. The best way to describe long pepper is, and this is not going to be accurate, but it's a fruit, pepper fruit. Basically, and I'll try to see if I can show a photo of it in this thing right here. It's a long, looks like a thing of corn almost, very small, but it's red, and it's got like pepper kernels on it, and the entire thing is edible, and it's like a fruit. Well, this is long pepper leather. They actually make a leather out of it. It is crazy, which is why I want to show you. I guarantee you've never seen or heard of anything quite like this. So we're going to do something on that. Next up, I have the spice called galanga, which I've never heard of before, but it was amazing. So we're going to dip into that, and I'm going to try my hardest to describe it. I normally would not have bought this if it wasn't such an amazing and odd spice that I've never heard of before. We brought that home with us. And last but not least, so if you watch my other videos, you'll see me talk about butterfly pea. And yeah, I know that sounds funny. I get butterfly pea milk teas all the time. Whenever I can go anywhere and find it, I will get it. It is this bright purple looking liquid inside of the milk tea, and it is amazing. Now, this is butterfly pea tea. Now, I will save you the suspense. Butterfly pea is a type of flower. It is not some guy going around chasing butterflies, collecting butterfly urine and making delicious, delicious tea out of the butterfly urine. That would be an interesting job, though. But anyway, this is the butterfly pea leaves, which makes the tea, which is a blue tea, and it's very good. The ones that I've gotten before, the milk teas, have a high concentration of sugar in them. This will not have any sugar in it. We're going to give that a try. So we're going to be doing a coffee adjacent segment when we get over to Kampot, Cambodia. But we've got more sports fans. That's right. This is the end of my tour from Southeast Asia. However, I got some cool stuff beyond that. Now, I did a review once on Excelsa coffee. This Excelsa coffee review was seen by Excelsa, the company, and they loved it. So they got in touch with me, and my new friend Olin over there sent me, this is so freaking cool, guys, Vietnam's Excelsa coffee. So this is Excelsa Vietnam. and it was just roasted, guys. He literally said, this is going to be, we're finishing the roast and we're going to send it to you. Just roasted coffee beans from Excelsa, Vietnam. And if you saw my Excelsa review, you know Excelsa is a very bizarre coffee. It's something you've got to try at least once just to try it and realize this is coffee. What's weird about this, now the Philippines coffee, the smell was really, really weird. And it was a very spicy coffee. This, though, smells more like Arabica coffee. So I cannot wait to get my paws on this. You're going to get to see this Excelsa Vietnam coffee, my first crack at it, and see how it is. And again, thanks to Olin over there for sending this over to me. Cannot wait to try it. Next up, I have my good friends Tim and Christine who go to Hawaii often. And I said, listen, guys, I need to try Kona coffee. Anytime you go around and get yourself some Kona coffee, you're going to see in America, as far as you going to the store or whatever, you're going to see this thing on it that says 10% Kona coffee. Kona coffee is so damn expensive that if you go buy it here, almost anywhere, you're only going to get 10% Kona. Well, they brought this back for me. This is 100% Kona coffee. This is from Big Island, Hawaii, Tropical Fruit and Edible Nursery, Captain Cook, Hawaii, and it's medium roast. 100%, 100% Kona coffee. I cannot wait. I've never tried it before. I'm so excited. They got me the beans, and I cannot wait to dig into it. Thank you, Tim and Christine. And last, but definitely not least, is this, what the hell is this? Drake, what are you doing here? Got a little Breaking Bad going on, literally. So this here, it's called a coffee siphon pot, also known as the vacuum coffee pot. Now, I heard about this when I was on my coffee tour over here in Chiang Mai. I met a lot of awesome people that you'll meet in the video, and some of them are from Singapore. There's a huge coffee culture all over Asia, obviously, and in Japan, I'm told also. They love these siphon pots, also known as vacuum pots. So he told me about it and I had to buy it. Now, I have no idea, absolutely none, what to do with this thing. I'm gonna have to do some research and find out, but I will tell you this. It involves alcohol, flames, and yeah, so we are running the risk of explosion here. But I am told the coffee is amazing. So you're gonna get to see a live first crack trying of this siphon coffee pot, aka vacuum coffee pot, because it's supposed to be amazing coffee. So that, and you might have seen my preview on this, but I will be doing my Bones Coffee tour from around the world. I got the sample pack. We have it from Colombia, Guatemala, Ethiopia, Costa Rica, and Sumatra. I got the beans from all 5 of those countries. We'll be doing reviews on all 5 of those countries. Those are all single origin, single source coffees. So guys, check this out, man. These are what you're gonna get to see. It'll be the first part, maybe going into the second part of 2025. There's a lot to go over. I'm really trying to expand things out there, and while you will still see reviews of regular bag coffees, I have a ton that I still have to go through. Since we're delving into deeper territories, I wanted to really go out there and try some new stuff. I literally went around the world to do coffee plantation tours and brought back fresh coffee beans from these single origin places and a lot more to try out. And actually, this is the last but not least part. As I now feel like I'm maybe the next level beyond beginner with coffee, I am doing coffee lessons, everything you wanted to know about coffee but were afraid to ask. Basically, your first introduction to coffee. This is for people that are considering getting into coffee drinking on a more serious level. I guess it would be like novice wine drinkers trying to go a little bit beyond that. I talk about all the factors that make coffee coffee, and from the origin all the way to the roasting of it. I explain the processes of it. Speaking of which, processing, the coffee processing, which you probably never even thought of, is a gigantic part of it. And we're gonna go over all that stuff in really easy to digest segments. We'll be doing those coffee lessons as well. So guys, you excited yet? We have an awesome 2025 lined up for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've been enjoying these coffee reviews. It is a pleasure of mine that I'm love to drink coffee. I love talking about coffee, and I love learning about coffee. So for stuff like this, for me to be able to do a coffee channel on it, it's a pleasure. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. And as always, I have to ask, please consider liking, subscribing, um, hit the notification button, because trust me, guys, you're going to want to see this stuff. Some of the stuff you will never get to try in your entire life unless you go to these places, but I brought it here for you so you can see it and then get a review of it. I'm Drake, that big bearded American tourist, TBBAT, Coffee Break with Drake. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome 2025, guys. I know you can do it.